right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. In this one, I'm joined by IngravenVids. What's up, man? How's it going?
Hey, it's good, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, dude. So, football fans all across the world, we're all pumped up. It's week one.
Hmm.
Ravens at Jets. It
Yeah.
should be so much fun, so much excitement surrounding the game.
Mm.
And, I'm looking at the Baltimore Ravens roster, and this was already a good team last season. They
Hmm.
obviously experienced some injuries, but they went
Yeah.
out, they added guys like Marcus Williams. They draft Kyle Hamilton, one of my favorite players in the draft. They make a switch at defensive coordinator. What are your expectations for the 2022 Baltimore Ravens?
I really think the sky is the limit. Just really based off of health. Because last year, went into last year, like, oh man, this is a nice team. It's a pretty loaded team, nice roster. But then injuries took over. So I think if they can remain healthy, and obviously Lamar Jackson being the biggest factor in everything, if they can remain healthy, then they can achieve a lot. A lot, of course, depends on several different things. Coaching is big. Execution is just as big. So everything just has to fall in line. But this team can do some really nice things if they stay healthy.
Yeah, so you mentioned Lamar Jackson. And by the way, all of Ingraven's links are linked down below in the description box, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. But you mentioned Lamar Jackson, obviously one of the best quarterbacks in football, definitely one of my favorites to watch as well. Where, if you turn the tables and look at it almost from a negative, where's Lamar Jackson's struggle? Like where, if you're a defensive coordinator out there, where do you want to put Lamar Jackson to where you can say as a defense, you know what, we feel good about going up against Lamar? Where does he struggle?
I think one of his biggest struggles would be probably living to play another down. Because with Lamar Jackson, and it's kind of like a gift and a curse all at the same time, is because he wants to make it happen on every single play, which is great. But there's sometimes when the play is just not there. So sometimes Lamar can sort of hold on to the ball and just wait until either somebody comes open, somebody gets downfield, and he can just wait. And sometimes that can result in a sack, possibly a fumble, sometimes an interception. We just wish he would probably throw the ball away a little bit more.
Yeah, what's crazy is like you see that a lot with like some of the big armed young quarterbacks. Like I know Zach Wilson struggles with that at times.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen is another guy who just continues to play. Sometimes it pays off, but then
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't. What would you say? Let's just say you're the Jets defensive coordinator, or I
Mm-hmm.
guess Robert Saleh. What would you try to do? Where would you try to attack the Baltimore Ravens? What can this Jets team do to have success against this Ravens team?
I would make the Ravens make somebody else prove it. And what I mean by when I say that is we obviously know Mark Andrews. He's one of the best tight ends in the league. So if I was just defensive coordinator or the head coach who's probably calling the defense, I'm not sure. But if I was running the defense for the Jets, then I'm like, all right, we're taking Mark Andrews out of the game. We are going to make sure this guy, Mark Andrews, does not do a thing to us. And then my secondary focus would be on taking Rashad Bateman out of the game. And I was like, okay, who else is going to show up for the Ravens as far as receivers or tight ends or whoever? And I would just make them prove themselves.
Yeah, it's interesting because you think about the Baltimore Ravens offense. It's from an outsider's perspective, it's a lot of running. Between the
Mm-hmm.
tackles, outside the tackles, Lamar Jackson keeping it. They just have so much success. The play design, it's a lot of fun to watch, man. Honestly, I know you're a Ravens fan. I'm not just saying it because you're here, but I really enjoy watching Baltimore play. I respect their front office, how they do things, how they draft. I feel like no matter who they draft, they always come in and be productive. Especially on defense, man, like the linebacking core, the secondary, it's crazy. But hey, I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate you having or you taking the time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, and all of again, Ingraven's links are linked down below in the description. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.